I'll start over. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Watchtower. This was a heck of a day, Superman Day. We have a lot to discuss. We will talk about the behind the scenes, and we will talk about some of the great stuff that dropped. We got merchandise, we got action figures, Funko Pops, and things like that. A whole plethora of things for Superman dropped. And you guys know there was a part of me that was a little worried that we weren't going to really get a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, specifically like a trailer or anything for Superman. I thought that there was a part of me that thought maybe they would just focus on like the history of Superman, just celebrating Superman as a whole and not focus on the film, Superman the film. But then there was that little bit of hope that they would show us something. I wanted a trailer, but there was part of me that also thought maybe they'll give us something better. And I think what we got today was absolutely better than a trailer. That's not to say that a trailer wouldn't have hyped me up just as much, but I like what they gave us. I really like what they gave us because I think this really hyped up a lot of people and showed the loving care that is being taken when it comes to this movie. But I don't expect a lot of people to be in this live stream chatting with us and hanging out here. My intention is to kind of just go through the behind the scenes featurette and kind of break it down a little bit. And with all of you who are that happen to be here in the chat and hanging out with us here, because I would like to get your opinions. And that's the whole. You guys know this. The whole thing about my show is to have the fans and have the viewers and everybody who enjoys this stuff to have a conversation and talk about this stuff. So that's what I want to do is kind of break this down. I don't want this to be an overly long show. It is late for some people. But what I also want to do is talk about, what did you guys do? Did you guys pick up anything? Did you guys go to a comic shop? Did you pre-order anything? I pre-ordered a couple of the Funko Pops. I had to pre-order a Superman Funko Pop and a Crypto Funko Pop. I just had to do it. I'm not a big action figure guy, so I do like the Funko Pops. I have a nice collection of Funko Pops at work, and I have them on like a little display at work. And I saw these ones, specifically the crypto one. I was like, that's adorable. I have to get it. So I pre-ordered a couple of the Funkos. I may grab the Lois and Lex one if they're still available in a week or so. But I didn't want to just drop $50 today on a bunch of Funko Pops because, well, I think my missus would probably slap me. But that's besides the point. Anyways, so I just want to know what you guys have picked up. Let's see. Who do we have in here? We got Trayvon in here. We got Hope for Life. Xander Wild made it here today. What's going on? He says, I'm off work. I made it. Awesome. You guys can hear me now. That's good. I'm going to have to actually edit this and trim out the beginning and fix all this. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. It happens, I guess. Who else we got in here? Nobody else jumping on and talking. Look, if you're here, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, share this around. That'd be great to do. Again, I know it's kind of late, but I would love to get some people in here to discuss things. I would love to do that. And again, in the comments here, let us know what you got to do today. What did you do? Were you anxiously waiting on social media to see what popped up? Were you at a comic book store? I think I saw someone on here say, who was it? Trayvon, yeah, he goes, yeah, baby, today was fire. I tell you, this day was awesome. A whole hour at my local comic book shop for me. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. But what kind of things did you do to celebrate Superman Day? It was a fun day. All right. And now my share screen doesn't want to work. That's great. Let's try this again. All right. So this I want to pull up. First thing I want to show, because this was not part of the behind the scenes footage, is a new photo. And this is, I believe James Gunn once said that this was his favorite shot in the movie, or one of his favorite shots in the movie. And this is in the teaser trailer where Lois and Clark or Lois and Superman are flying up and they're hugging or kissing, and they're flying through this building, hovering in this building. And this looks like this is the setup for that shot. again, we're getting these little shots here and there. But James Gunn says, when I cast Superman, I needed to cast Clark. I needed to cast Lois, but I also needed to cast that special on-screen chemistry between two actors that can't be explained. That's the thing Corn Sweat and Rachel Brosnahan brought to this movie together, and I can't wait for you to see it in theaters July 11th. I love it. I think it's great. Now, for me, I love seeing these behind the scenes photos. I really do. It's exciting. It's fun. But you then hear all the people complaining, oh, you got James Gunn in the middle here again. Oh, man, James Gunn in the photo. Do they know that when you're doing behind the scenes photos, you're going to see directors, you're going to see people working behind the scenes. You're going to see the director directing. Sure, sometimes you will not see them in the behind the scenes photos. Now, what they like to see, and when I say they, this is a lot of the Snyder fans, they're used to what Zack Snyder would do when he would snap photos of behind the scenes. But Zack Snyder is a photographer too. He loves cameras. He loves playing with cameras. He loves taking photos with different types of cameras. So when he would be on set, he would go utilize these different cameras that he would purchase and take pictures while on set, while things were getting set up for the scenes to be shot. And that's why his behind the scenes pictures that he would always share didn't have him in it. But that's not a normal thing. Like, directors don't always do that. Directors are typically standing there with the actors as the shots are getting set up, talking to the actors, saying, hey, this is the scene. This is what we're doing. This is what I want to see in the scene. This is kind of the feeling that we're going for here. And that's what kind of happens on the build-up in the setup for the shot. And if you have a staff which is going to document the making of the film, of the making of the movie, which on a film like this, I'm sure they had some people documenting the making of this movie, then you're going to get shots where the director is there talking. Now, yes, on the making and the person who's taking shots, they're going to have pictures and stuff of that and like that without the director in there. But let's not forget that they are in a way promoting this as a James Gunn movie. We talked about this just yesterday on my last show, that they are promoting this as a James Gunn movie. They are hanging on the fact that James Gunn has multiple successful films, so they want him to be at the forefront as well. Let's not forget that David Cornsweet is not a known name. Rachel Brosnahan isn't a very big name. So you want to have name recognition for this. You want to have a face that is known for this as well, which is not a bad thing. So the people that sit there and complain about this, I say, let them complain. Who cares? They're going to continue to complain up until this movie comes out and makes $800+ million at the box office. And even then they'll continue to complain and say, oh, they're just inflating the numbers, or, oh, it didn't really make that much money, or it only made that much money because XYZ. If they would have released the Snyder Cut into theaters, it would have made way more. And they're just going to say things like that. So in the grand scheme of things, that's all it is. And I just think it's ridiculous because we get cool shots like this. And I'm a stickler, not a stickler, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for great behind the scenes type of things. When I was a kid growing up, I used to watch all of those Star Wars documentaries about behind the scenes of Star Wars, whether it was the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, whatever it was. If George Lucas made a documentary and had behind the scenes footage, I was watching it. So I love that kind of stuff. I'm a sucker for it. So when I see this, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. So I love seeing this. All right, what are you guys saying here in the chat? What do we got? Senware92 says, what do you think Aaron Fisher complaining there is not enough crypto in the behind the scenes? He said that? That's kind of ridiculous. I'm sure he was just being ridiculous there. Xander says, what I did to celebrate was buy another Superman tee from work tonight. That's cool. That's awesome. And Trevon says, I told you remain calm, Slav. You had absolutely nothing to worry about. Hope for life. I was working today, but I had a nice surprise when I got home and I saw that behind the scenes trailer when I shared it with all my friends through mass text. That's awesome. Let's see. DCU Daily. What's going on? He says, hey, Slav, I'm about to make a post here on X, which is something I think you might be interested in about the new behind the scenes. All right. Well, let's see. Perhaps I can find it real quick. DCU Daily. See if I can find it. Is it going to be under DCU Daily? Not seeing it. Tag me in it or send it to me in chat on X, maybe, and then I can see it. Jay Burns, what's going on? Behind the scenes was awesome. If folks didn't like it, it's because they weren't going to give the movie a shot anyway. Again, you're exactly right. And that was kind of the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but today was all about. I tried. If you follow me on social media on X, I tried my damnedest today to stay as positive and uplifting and inspiring as I could possibly be today. I didn't attack anybody. If people were talking negatively about Superman, about what we were getting today, about anything, if they came at me, both Matt Jarbo and Aaron Fisher both made comments on some posts I made. And they were trying to get a rise out of me, both of them. I could tell just by what they were saying. And I responded to them both like, guys, it's Superman Day. Let's kind of put that stuff aside. Let's just celebrate Superman, whether it's the past, the present, the future, whatever it is. Let's just celebrate Superman today. Who cares? If you don't like it, then move on. If you like it, awesome. Like, let's just celebrate Superman. He's about inspiring us all to be better than what we can be or what we are. And that's what I was trying to push all day today. And I did the best I could. I think I did good. I don't think I said anything bad on X today, but a couple times I came close. There's a couple things I saw where I just want to be like, people shut up, but I didn't. Let's see. Trevon says, amazing thing is even Zack Snyder himself commemorating Superman Day on X. He did. But again, I mean, he commemorated Superman with his own Superman, which is fine. I mean, there's no problem with that. I would have liked to have seen him support James Gunn in the upcoming Superman, but he would never have done that. He would never do that. That's unfortunate. DCU Daily tagged. You tagged me. All right, let's see. There it is. Okay, well, let's see what it is. And then, ooh, I will like that. I'm going to pull that up right here, right now, because that's been a big theory that I've had. So I want to know, DCU Daily, where did you get this information? Because it is very, very interesting. So DCU Daily posted this. David Cornsweet appears to have worn two slightly different suits for Superman. This is his theory. This is DCU Daily's theory. I'm sorry. I don't know if you are a him or a she. I'm sorry. My theory is that one was a test suit and the other is his final, a thread. You have the different details here. Right there. So there's different details with different colors and such. I mean, that was my theory, is that there are two different suits in the movie, but specifically that there's different suits in the movie. So that's a pretty cool detail that you picked out there. It'll be interesting to see what happens, whether it's a test suit that it was a test to see like how it fits, how it moves, and then one was the actual suit that they used in the movie, or if it's two different suits in the movie that he wears throughout the movie, because we see like this one here is like battle worn, and then there's one that's more clean cut. You know, does he get it washed? Do the robots wash it for him? Like, are they his tailor as well? Like, it'll be interesting to see. But I like it, DCU Daily. I like it. Thank you. Xander says, I stood my ground today with positivity. I will also speak the truth alongside my ground footing. Jay Burns says, seeing the robot and Metamorpho chills. Glad I could stop it too. Stop into, not stop to. All right. Okay. So I'm going to pull this up now. Now, I'm not going to play it straight through because is it going to showcase it? Let's try this again. Because if I play it, then I'll get knocked for a copyright, obviously. So I'm going to just kind of skip through here, and you guys yell at me if you see something that you want to talk about specifically. Now, what I liked about this is how it kind of starts. And when it starts, they talk about, it's Peter Safran, James Gunn, talking about how James Gunn had to find a way in. And this is something that he's talked about quite often in the past. He's talked about how he didn't have a way in. And that was Peter Safran talking about, like, James Gunn didn't have a way in. And he called me up one day and he was like, I got a way in. And James Gunn then talks about how important it is to get Superman right, and how he is, like, the type of hero that he is in this movie. Now, this little shot here, obviously, you have two Supermans here, and I'm guessing the one is a stunt double, and then one is David Cornsweet. That's my guess. So that would be kind of cool. Game City Savior, do you stream every night at this time? Unfortunately, I don't stream every night. I would love to stream every night, but I don't stream every night. Tonight is just a special stream because of this behind the scenes. I stream Mondays at 6:30 p.m. and then Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. But yeah, so that's the times I stream. So yeah, we got this here. We have what is probably a stunt double and David Cornsweet. And then move on a little more here. We got a really cool silhouetted shot of David Cornsweet walking, probably behind some kind of curtain. I don't think it's a shot for the movie. I think it's just a behind the scenes thing that he's walking through here. But it's just great. It's the silhouette of Superman. It's great. I love it. I love it. Now, we get a couple shots from Superman the movie, which this is one of my favorite shots or moments in Superman the movie. I don't know if you guys saw my video that I posted today for my top 5 Superman projects, or iterations, I should say. I specifically posted this moment from Superman the movie because it is one of my favorite moments in that movie. Unfortunately, they just do this moment. They don't even go through the whole moment. Like the whole scene from where he runs to the phone booth and it's not a real phone booth, to the moment he runs over and runs through the door and then comes out, and then there's a guy sitting in the car. He's like, "Whoa, brother!" And then he goes, he puts up his finger and he flies off. Like, it's so cool. Like, I love it. It's so 70s, but it's so great. I love that whole scene in that movie. Anyways, not talking about Superman the movie here. But again, we get to this James Gunn stuff where he talks about him and Peter Safran. They're talking about getting the character of Superman right because of how important it is to get him right specifically. And then I was worried. I'm not going to lie. When I was watching this, and the first time I was watching this, I was like, oh man, they're just going to show us behind the scenes footage of the teaser trailer. That's all they're going to do. And people are just going to get upset and say, man, it's just footage we've seen before, because of the way it starts off, where we're here. And then we see Cornsweet walking through the snow. And then he's laying in the snow here in a second. Let's get through this. Zoom through here. Yeah. So then we see where he's laying in the snow here. And like, I honestly was like, okay. First off, this is a beautiful backdrop, absolutely beautiful backdrop. But you sit there and you start to think, like, what are they going to show us here? And where's Crypto? What the heck? Where's Crypto at? But they're just talking about in this moment just how they have to get Superman right. But then we get Lois Lane, and she's all excited because they just did the first day of filming on Superman, which is great. You have David Cornsweet, and this is what I'm talking about, how his suit is all charred up and pretty destroyed and beaten. And to me, I think this is kind of like, okay, we're probably going to move past this and probably have a different suit. And you're sitting here talking about DCU Daily, you're talking about different colors. This actually looks like a different color than the other suit. So maybe on to something with the different suits. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And then what is he jumping onto here? That's what I want to know. What is that? I'm thinking that's the scene, or that is a scene, just because of the lighting. I'm looking at it here. You know the scene in the teaser where he punches through the glass and he's kind of in that containment center? I'm wondering if this is like the other side of it, and like over here is like the containment center and he jumps onto something. I'm wondering. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just kind of getting that vibe from the lighting. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Say, Jim, that's a bad outfit. Ah, yeah, Jay Burns. That's it. Yeah, Game City Savior. I love that line. I love that whole moment in that movie. That movie's people don't understand. That's why I had to put that movie on my list like I did. It just has to be on there. And look, I know Superman 2 is more people like that one than the first one, but the first one was basically revolutionary for that genre. Anyways, we're not talking about that movie. Stop it. Anyways, so that's what I think here. Now, we get Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. And what again, with this behind the scenes thing, we're getting a little taste of all these different actors and characters in this movie also. What's been a lot of people's complaints that have been complaining about this is we're not seeing all the actors. We're not seeing it. All we see is James Gunn. Yeah, it starts off with James Gunn. James Gunn talks a bit. He talks about things, but then we start to see all the different actors, all the people that are in this movie, and how it's affecting and how it's impacting their life and how they're viewing this movie. And that's what I really like about this little behind the scenes featurette, because they're now saying, look, this movie is a big deal. This is going to be great. This is going to be grand. This is going to be something important. And I love that. I love it. Let's see. Then we get another shot from the scene that we just got the other day, the extended scene in the Fortress of Solitude. Now, no robots there, but Superman is just laying on the bed or the contraption there. We don't know what moment this is. It could be after, it could be during, who knows? But we get another shot here. It's looking like it's during because the sun is about to hit him. So, but then we see an actual practical working robot. Now, I'm guessing not all of them that we saw, because what did we see? Like 6 or 7 of them in the movie. I'm sure not all of them are practical, but I'm sure for some of the scenes, they had some of them that were practical for some of the scenes. So that's awesome. And again, we know that there's a scene where Superman is holding one in his arms and crying. I'm sure it's this one here. I'm sure this is the one that he's holding in his arms, crying in that scene. So I'm sure we have one, maybe 2, maybe 3 scenes where there is a practical robot being used. I'm sure other scenes, it's just people in a green suit that is then superimposed with CGI robots. But this is still cool that they made a practical one for the movie, and it's being remote controlled and worked. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I think it's great. And it shows the love and care that's being taken for this movie. Now, a lot of people take this shot and they kind of flipped it around and they're like, oh, it's backwards. It must mean Bizarro. Look, I know I've been one of the ones who thinks that Bizarro is going to show up in this movie towards the end. I have been saying that. Is that accurate? Is that true? Could it be? Could it be? Or is it just a reflection that's upside down and it's not? I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know. I just think it's an interesting theory. I do. I think it's an interesting theory. Jax Gaines says, "Let's go." Yes, I agree. Let's go. Let's go. Xander says Superman will bring people together and Luthor supporters will be drawn away. All right. Let's see, what else do we got? Some more footage of Lex behind the scenes. We get another look at Clark Kent going through all the pedestrians in Metropolis. This is again, just like the teaser trailer, this is a great little scene because of how tall Clark is compared to everybody. I think a lot of people overlook this little moment because he towers over everybody, and he's so like awkwardly clunky in his body here, and that's what makes it so, I guess, in a way, adorable and fun and funny, and that's kind of the aloofness that he brings to Clark. So I can't wait to see that in the movie. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then one of the many money shots in this behind the scenes, we get our first real look at Metamorpho, Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho. Now, obviously, I'm sure there will be some CGI enhancements to this, but it still looks, without it, it looks fantastic. Looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. I mean, I can't wait to see what this looks like in action on screen, but I didn't know what I was expecting. And when this popped up, I just, like, my jaw just dropped. I was like, whoa, huh. I, I, I like that. I don't know what I was expecting, but this is better than what I thought we were going to get. And it's not even, this is just a behind the scenes thing. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And then some more Rachel Brosnahan Lois at the Daily Planet, which is a lot of fun. She's showing off the Daily Planet. And then we get a great little photo here, not photo, but shot here. You got Lois, Clark, and Jimmy. And at least Jimmy's not getting shot in the middle of the desert, right? I digress. I'm just having some fun. No, it looks great. I love it though. Get the little friendship there between Jimmy and Clark. Absolutely great. And I love the little, like, Rachel Orlow. She's like, what, really? I love it. It's just so much fun. So much fun. We get some Perry White action. Look, I love him as an actor. He is such a great actor. It's time that he gets out there and gets in more things. Look, he's in Jack Ryan, which we're getting a movie, which is great. He was in Suits, but not nearly enough. When he was on Suits, I had loved every episode that he was in on Suits. He needs to be in more things. Absolutely. I love him. Wendell Pierce is his name. He's a great actor. So you got that. And then there's Cat Grant in the background too. Forgot to mention Cat Grant. Then they're looking at some storyboards here, which is a lot of fun. I wish we could see what they were, but nope, they didn't let us do that. Bastards. And then we get this, which Ultraman question mark. Still nobody really knows. Punching through random walls for some reason. Not really sure why or what. We saw this scene technically in the teaser trailer, but we don't really know what it's all about. What are you guys saying over here? Trayvon still on his $2 billion kick. Game City Savior says Smallville has the best Fortress of Solitude. I like how it looked like the Superman symbol laying on its side. Let's see. Xander says if I seem rough with my words, sorry, not sorry. Jonadome Studios. If Plastic Man gets cast, we know here we are heading the Terrifics. Oh, I see what you're saying. We're going to be getting the Terrifics. That would be fun. Trayvon says Rachel's a babe. Wolf whistle. Game City Savior says Cat Grant. Trayvon says Wendell Pierce was actually in a couple of episodes of Law and Order, believe it or not. Really? Yeah, I mean, I don't watch Law and Order, so, but that's, he's such a great actor. He needs to be highlighted more and stuff. All right, moving on. This, where we have Hawk Girl, Isabel Merced, jumping out the window, pushing somebody out the window. I don't know. There's been some speculation that could be Maxwell Lord, who is played by Sean Gunn. It doesn't look like Sean Gunn from here, but that doesn't mean it's not. I mean, it's hard to tell in that it also could be a stunt double too. So you definitely couldn't tell if it's a stunt double, but that's what some people are thinking. It could be Maxwell Lord. I don't know. It's interesting. And then we get an explosion. This probably leads to that moment where all those people were running and the child lifting up the flag. This, I love this little moment in here. We have David and Nicholas Holt talking, and he's talking about his shorts, and he's like, my trunk or my briefs are on the outside, and it's kind of liberating, and he laughs about it. And there's people that actually complained about this. They are actually sitting there saying, like, this is ridiculous. Why aren't they enemies here? It's like, it's behind the scenes, people. Come on. They're having some fun. But I gotta say this: Nicholas Holt looks fantastic. He looks like Lex Luthor. He looks great. And David Cornsweet, I mean, he looks like Superman. Like I look at this. That is Superman. He looks great. I don't know why people don't think he looks great. I don't know. I don't know. I think he looks great. All right. But we move on. This. What is this, guys? What is this, guys? There's a lot of speculation here. Is that a white Martian? Is it a white Martian? I don't know. I don't know. Could it be? What else could it be? I don't know. Like, I wish I could tell you what it is. We don't have a great, real good image of it, but it's interesting. It is very, very interesting. What is that right there? What is that right there? Okay, but where are they at? Where are they going? It's Lex Luthor or some kind of alien. I don't know, guys. Questions. And that's another reason why I like this behind the scenes so much, because it has us asking more questions. We're hearing stuff about how great this is, but then we're also asking more questions to pique our interest about what this movie could be. And that's a fun thing. Alter Pratt says Parasite, maybe. That's not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. I think he looks a little small and skinny. Head looks weird. It doesn't look like it could be a white Martian, but you never know. You never know. I do have a guest to join me here, so let me pull him in. You guys know him. He's been on the show before. It is Derpy Entertainment. What's going on, man?
What's going on? How we doing?
Hey,
Superman Day. Let's go.
happy Superman Day. We're just going through the behind the scenes here, a little more than halfway through it, just kind of breaking it down, what we were looking at and what I think it could be, seeing what the chat thinks it is too. So you can jump in and give your opinion on what it might be as well. Uh, Hope for Life thinks this could be a first failed attempt at a Superman clone. Here, I don't know if you see
That's a
that.
good guess.
Yeah, it's really, it is a good guess. That might be the best guess yet. I don't know. It's interesting though. All right, what else do we got here?
But it'll be something. It'll be something nobody thinks of.
It could be. Yeah, I mean that's a good possibility. Let's see. We got and then we got all of us heading out to go see Superman. I don't know how he got a picture of us and all of us in the future getting ready to go see Superman. No, it's Lex Luthor's army, and we got I'm just calling him Ultraman. If it's not, it's not. But I'm Ultraman in the back, and the engineer in the back as well, and James Gunn posing in front of him. But that's pretty cool. I like it. I like the armor. I think the armor looks great. Not really much more to say there. Hey, people are saying hi.
What are we?
Xander says hi.
This.
I
What's
think
her?
that's I think that's Mr. Terrific Ship.
That's what I thought.
Trayvon says, "Hey, Derpy."
Hey guys.
Yeah, I think this is Mr. Terrific Ship. I've heard some people say, "Oh, that's a Kryptonian ship." No, I don't think it's a
No.
Kryptonian ship. I think it's 100% Mr. Terrific Ship because just of the shape of it. First of all, I think because it's rounded, the red and the white, and I
That's
just
not a
think that
bad guess either.
I think it's Mr. Terrific Ship personally.
Could be Martian Manhunter, but I don't know because he's isn't he from Mars or something? Didn't they find him on Mars or something?
Martian Manhunter's from Mars, and he's also typically green.
Right,
So,
right.
now the white Martians are white, which they're also from Mars, because you have the white Martians from Mars, and then you have the green Martians from Mars, and they're at war with each other. So, and Xander Wild says this is an Avenger ship. Oh man, they better not be here.
That looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy ship, honestly.
A little bit, yeah. Game City Savior says the shorts should have been made into the suit because the material is too thick to have shorts over it, because back in the day the shorts were there in the case the unitard ripped. Oh, hey, I still think it looks cool. And then we got Nathan Fillion. He's talking about how great this movie is going to be. Not sporting his.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not.
Hopefully.
Then we're back in the snow, and then we get shot of Rachel Brosnahan looking up at David Corn sweat. Looks like they're going to have an intense moment here. Looks like Superman's having a moral dilemma of some sort, maybe. I don't know. Right before you.
What is that in the background, man?
A lot of people think
like,
it's Solaris. So
I do too, but like I don't know at this point with all this stuff coming out.
Now, I love this shot, and I think this is a great behind the scenes shot. I want to know what this is setting up. Now, obviously, these are not cast members; these are workers on the film. But just this, like, I want to know what this shot is setting up. You know, this dark background and everything. I want to know what it is. I just want to know what it is. It's so far away, but so close.
2 months. 2 months, man. 2 months.
Oh, I like this shot too of him just walking and like he just looks pissed off. Like this is a moment where I think he's in Lex Luthor's building, and he's just walking to confront Lex right there. Like he's just pissed off. Like, dude, like what are you doing? That's what I think. Yeah, but I could be right. Again, this is all speculation. This is fun. It's breaking stuff down, just speculating.
I'd rather see him fly in front of the Lex Luthor building and just hold his hands, like in the animated series when he does that. I would love to see that happen, but I don't think we're gonna get it.
Probably not. We might. I don't know. And then this is where everybody starts to say, "Look up," in this little thing. And then I talked about this in my video earlier. I love this shot, and I mean, you have to have in a Superman movie, you have to have a shot of Superman holding something up over his head. You just have to. And believe it or not, I saw somebody post something on X, and they complained, why does Superman struggle with holding things over his head if he's as strong as he is? Every iteration of Superman has struggled with lifting something over his head. It's just for dramatic effect. From Brandon Routh to Henry Cavill to Tyler Hoechlin to Dean Cain to Tom Welling to all of them, they've all lifted something over their head and struggled with it in some way. Now, first off, we don't know how big that thing is over his head. We don't know what it is. Is it a building? Is it a car? Is it a bus? Like, we don't know what it is that he's holding there. But it's always one of my favorite scenes to see in a movie, because it just shows the sheer strength and will that Superman has to be a hero. And that's what I love about it. I absolutely love it. What do we got over here? Xander's talking about Lois Lane, saying Rachel Brosnahan and Erica Durance are the best Lois Lanes. Well, we haven't seen Rachel Brosnahan yet. So while I do like Rachel Brosnahan as an actress, I'm not going to sit here and say that she's the best yet. I can't.
I do feel like she's very All-Star inspired. Like very All-Star
I'm sure
inspired.
she is. But again, we have to watch and see before we know.
Right.
Trayvon says, all these years, Nathan Fillion was a popular fan cast choice for Green Lantern Hal Jordan, only to be cast as Green Lantern Guy Gardner. Fittingly awesome. Game City Savior says, the purple sphere reminds me of the Legion of Superheroes villain with the giant eyeball. Yeah. Oh, yeah, got that. Xander says beauty is beauty. Well, I mean, if you're talking, I mean, if that's what you're talking about, if you're talking about the the beauty of Lois Lanes, then I mean that's your opinion. You think Rachel and Erica Durrance are the hottest Lois Lanes, then that's one thing. But if we're talking about the performances as Lois Lane, we can't really say whether Rachel was. Yeah,
There's a difference. There's a difference.
yeah, okay. Uh, let's see. What else do we got? Oh, and then we got this scene where something is getting blown in Superman's direction. What is getting?
That's definitely the kaiju, I think.
Is it? He's like in. It looks like he's gonna be. I mean, it's a blue screen, and we got over in this corner here. We got stunt double, which is
He might be flying or
his
something.
hair is very different to his hair, very differently colored. Like David Cornsweet has like jet black hair. Stunt double does not have jet black hair. Very strange, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all blue screen, so it could be whatever, wherever, but still. What else do we got?
There she is.
Um,
Look at the cape though. Look at the cape.
as I said,
Goes. It looks majestic. It looks
the cape.
majestic.
I always thought the cape looked good, but I have not been a fan. Like I said, the S on the cape. I always, for so many years, I always felt that it looked like a Halloween costume. But it is really, for this movie, it is starting to grow on me. This behind the scenes, especially the last image, I really was like, okay, it got me here. It got me here. I do like where they talk to Frank Grillo here and how he kind of is like, look, Superman was what I grew up on. You know, he talks about how important Superman is and how great this movie. Again, that's the great thing about this behind the scenes. I said it earlier. They talk about all of these, or they talk to all of these actors and characters, and it's like this movie's great, and this is why it's going to be great, and this is why we're all taking so much care and making sure this movie's going to be great because we all love Superman, and that's why I like what they did here. That's why I think this was better than getting a trailer today. Do I still want a trailer? Yes, absolutely. Are we going to get a trailer? Yes. But I think that this was a much better move today than getting a trailer. And while, yes, I'm disappointed that we didn't get a trailer because I wanted a trailer, but I think this is better than a trailer, if that makes sense. If that makes sense.
I agree too. This is better than a trailer.
Than this. Now,
some people say it's the mech suit, but I don't think it's the mech suit.
I think it's the whatever it is that goes in like destroys, what is it, Bavaria or whatever.
Yeah, the hammer.
Yeah,
of,
the hammer of Bavaria, they call it or something. I think that's what it ends up being.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be actually a Lex Luthor thing. I think he's the one that created it.
Right.
But I also think that it's going to be an early iteration of his suit. That's my speculation there.
That's not a bad guess.
You guys are still talking about Lois Lane in the chat. You guys, I tell you. Oh, man.
I mean, she is pretty. Come on now.
And we get another shot of Lex. I like this because we're getting kind of an idea of what kind of like what he's got, what kind of system he's running there. I like that.
Because I don't know if you played. You know how in the Lego games, like the Lego Batman 2, where there's this level where you go to LexCorp and you see all basically you see actual people there and in his building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you see the what for example what you just showed in that picture.
You mean he's not playing basketball in his building?
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think here he's looking up at the kaiju here because I mean this is right after the scene where he saves the girl from.
What a downtown shot of Cleveland right there.
And he's looking up at the kaiju right here is what I think he's doing. So
yeah,
such a great shot. There he is again.
There we go. That's a good shot right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a great shot. Great shot. And then this is another great shot.
That's an even better
Yeah.
shot right there. You mean wanna be Riddler?
No, no, this is the scene. This is
Yeah,
where they tell everybody to look up. This is when everybody starts looking up. And then we start getting a little fast paced through all the cuts. And then
what is that shot, dude? What is that in the background?
I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
2 months from now.
Oh, 2, 1, 2, like almost 3 months still.
Yeah. I wish it ain't gonna happen, but I wished that trailer would do Somebody Save Me.
Trayvon
That
says
would be cringe, but
Trayvon says it's about time we don't have a Lex high on Red Bull. um, and then we get a shot of Lex in the Fortress of Solitude here, which we knew that was going to happen anyways, but he's in the Fortress of Solitude. And then this
I wonder if they're gonna.
this is the shot that not this.
That's a
Yeah.
good shot.
This is the shot that sold me on the cape right here. Just the detail and just the fabric and everything about it. Like I was just like, okay, that looks beautiful.
That's sold.
That's just
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful looking cape right there. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But that is the behind the scenes. Look, Pete Jarrett.
There was other things that went on today, man.
Oops.
There was a lot thing at WB.
There was quite a bit that went on today. A lot. We got a lot of toys. I talked about it before you came on earlier. I mean, I talked about the Funkos. I
Okay.
talked about the toys. There were some photos that popped up. James Gunn posted a new photo as well. There's a lot. It was an exciting day. Free comics were out at comic stores. It was a fun day. Did you happen to pick anything up, or were you able to grab anything today?
No, I didn't. I don't even know have a comic store.
Neither do I.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I was, and I really wanted one of those because I missed out on the Batman year issue one last year. So it's unfortunate I didn't have one around me.
Yeah. My closest comic shop is about 45 minutes away from me. Yeah.
Ouch.
So it's kind of rough. It is kind of rough for me. It sucks. Really, really sucks. But
Gas
oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a fun day just watching everything, watching people freak out for the positive, freak out for the negative. I mean, it's just been watching social media all day.
How about this, man? I don't know if you've seen this. How about like 20 minutes? Well, you know how the video went live and the behind the scenes all that. Not even like 5 minutes later, guess who posted?
Who?
The cultist leader. He put not even 5 minutes, not even 2-3 minutes later, he posted his first look of behind the scenes of Superman, and posted his dialogue from his movie of Jor-El.
Well,
just to tick people off, I guess.
it is what it is.
A certain fan base, but I just thought that was interesting because I'm really funny.
Yeah.
But
It was a really, really fun day. I just had a lot of fun with it, and I think over the next few days, as people start to wind down from the high of today, it's unfortunately going to get back to normal where people are going to just be bitching and complaining about Superman, and everybody's going to be trying to support it. I got called a shill quite a few times today. It is what it is, but it's a lot of fun just to know that there's a lot of care that's being taken into this movie. And I think if anything, what today did was show us that we don't have anything to worry about. There's really nothing to worry about when it comes to this movie. I think that all of the the rumors and speculations about issues with this or issues with that were thrown out of way out of whack or just out of context. And I think when it comes down to it, this movie is going to be a huge home run come July. And there's no other way to put it. I mean, come on.
Minecraft movie was a hit.
Well, I mean, this is going to be way better than that. I mean, there's no doubt that this is going to be
Exactly.
better than Minecraft. So come on. Xander says the new figures are already out of stock, so the Snyder tards are wrong about people buying the merchant figures. I mean, it is what it is. I don't take that
Is what it is.
very very much. I mean, figures, they only make a limited run for a lot of figures, and then they'll put them back up again sometimes, and sometimes they don't. I mean, it is what it is. I think what's going to be really telling is once tickets go on sale, probably the end of May, beginning of June is probably when they'll put the tickets on sale, and that'll be really telling is how quickly tickets
If it's
go.
sold out, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's, man, I just want it to come. Like it feels like we've been waiting 15 years for this movie.
It is, but it's almost here, and that's the crazy part. It's like we're 2.5 months out,
Yeah.
man. It's that crazy. It was announced like 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, and we're already here. It's wild. Time
It really
flies.
does. It really, really does. Yeah.
But here another thing. I lost my train of thought, but oh, there we go. Um, Stop worrying about the marketing.
Yeah,
Do you want it? Do you want it spoiled?
well, no, and that's something that I said today. I don't know where, if I said it in my video or I don't know where I said it, but I said that today. I may have said it in a comment on YouTube or something. People have been freaking out about the marketing, about how the marketing's been crap for this movie. But one of the complaints that have always been there for films is that things just get spoiled so much. Like things are always spoiled.
Exactly.
And the great thing about this movie so far is there's a lot of hype built up for it.
Nothing.
We've seen some really cool things, and we still technically don't know anything about this movie.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it has to be a hit, man. It has to be. You know, we when I watched this behind the scenes trailer today, man, I cried. I cried because I'm getting characters that from DC that I've never seen on screen before. I also cried because I'm finally getting a movie, hopefully, that's within the context or range of Marvel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we as DC fans have waited how many years for a proper universe or a proper film?
A long time.
And ever since 2008, right? 2012 Avengers and 2008 Iron Man. We've been waiting that long for an actual proper universe.
Yep.
And so with somebody that actually cares too. And I just don't understand how anybody wants gone because he actually cares about the characters. And that's just wild to me.
It's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. All right, man. Thanks for joining. I am gonna get going. I didn't want to. It's going a little longer than I wanted it to go, but I am gonna get out of here. I'm kind of tired. I am kind of tired. So
Yeah, well, here's the truth. I actually passed out before I got on here.
okay.
So,
thank you for joining, though. But everybody,
sure.
thank you for watching this special. I hope you enjoyed just going through, breaking down this behind the scenes. And as more information comes out, we'll do more. I will be live on Monday again at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. The Slab Street Talk podcast. Make sure you hit like button, hit subscribe, follow us on all the socials and everything like that. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Thank you. I didn't expect this many people watching or joining in on the chat. So all of you, thank you so much. In the comments, let us know what you picked up on Superman Day. What was your favorite part of Superman Day? What did you like the most? What is the thing that you like the most from the behind the scenes featurette? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you liked and what you were excited for today. But with all that said, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all